What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review, and this time I'm reviewing the game The Real Ghostbusters, which was released on the Nintendo Game Boy by Activison and Kemco. Now, this game is pretty much loosely based off of the Real Ghostbusters cartoon show, which in turn is based off of the 1984 Ghostbusters movie. Now, the plot of the game is that Peter Venkman is trying to navigate himself out of this castle for no apparent reason. So, and to be quite honestly, the plot is kind of paper thin. Not only that, it's pretty much loosely based off of the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle franchise. Not only that, the gameplay and design is pretty much based off of Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle series also, you know what I'm saying? I just don't get why Activision felt the need to base this game off of that particular franchise when they teamed up with Camco. I mean, they could have went in other directions, you know what I'm saying? In fact, I could honestly say they could have based the game off of one of the episodes of the Real Ghostbusters cartoon show. So it seems to be really unnecessary to me to do that. You know, now the Real Ghostbusters do have 51 stages in the game where you encounter like different enemies, you know what I'm saying? Like ghosts, ogres, witches, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So it would be pretty much characters that you would usually see in the Real Ghostbusters cartoon, but the enemies are like cookie cutter enemies that in the game they just took how some of the enemies from Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle and just put how they moved in that game, just put them in here, you know what I'm saying? And another thing that I really didn't get is that the fact that Peter Venkman can't use the proton packs against any of the enemies. The only thing he can use is just bombs, you know what I'm saying? Why did they? I don't know why they went in that direction, but they just figured just use bombs instead of proton packs, and that is a big head scratcher. And the only thing you can use the proton packs for is to break through breakable walls and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to defeat the enemies, like I said, is to use like lay down bombs and wait for them to walk into it, which is another head scratcher. You know what I'm saying? And it brings up a point that came to mind when you watch Ghostbusters 2, and the Real Ghostbusters, even Ghostbusters the video game that came out in 2009. Um, Peter, Ray, Egon, and Winston did not use bombs to take out the ghosts. You know what I'm saying? All they did was use the proton packs and use the trap to get them. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't make any sense. Now when it comes to the items and stuff like that, there's the stars, keys, bombs, one-ups, hearts, potions, and clocks. And the way you use them is to pretty much pause the game and select the particular item that you want to use by pressing A. They could have left that one out, you know what I'm saying? That programming choice was more unnecessary, you know what I'm saying? Now, the stars in the game works pretty much like the carrots and keys in Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. You just gotta collect all of them to succeed in getting to the end of the stage and get to the next stage. Not only that, there's also the password system that they give you to write down for each stage. You know what I'm saying? I can say it is helpful, but another thing that's based off of Buzz Bunny Crazy Castle, which I don't think that was the wrong choice in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Now, and one thing about it is that the number of stars in each stage will vary from stage to stage. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the time limit. Sometimes it's like 200 seconds, something. Others it's 100 seconds. Stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Now, the graphics and design for the real Ghostbusters are pretty bad, and the color palettes are just bland, you know. So this is not appealing to the eyes at all. Plus, the controls and gameplay are mediocre at best, and it definitely did not make any sense that you can't use proton packs against none of the enemies. You know what I'm saying? Nor the traps. So that was just a dumb programming choice in my opinion. Now, the soundtrack is pretty bland from overall perspective, even though it's has more variety than the Ghostbusters game that came out for the NES. But at the same time, that's not saying much. You know what I'm saying? Now, I feel that the real Ghostbusters for the Game Boy is pretty much a cash grab, and it's one of the worst Ghostbusters games to be released. You know what I'm saying? It's slightly worse than Ghostbusters on the NES. I'll say even worse than that last Ghostbusters game that came out that coincided with the reboot a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? I was, and I would not recommend this game to anybody at all. I say just stick with Ghostbusters for the Genesis, the new Ghostbusters 2 for the NES, which was released only in Europe, and Ghostbusters the video game for for PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the score, I definitely give the real Ghostbusters for the Game Boy a 3 out of 10. There's not a lot of redeeming values with this game. With that being said, if you played this game and you think this is the worst Ghostbusters game to be released on any console, you can mention it in the comment section of the video. If there's more flaws in this game that I didn't mention, you can also include that, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, if you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification button. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.